Hi, today we're in Anza-Borrego Desert State Park. Right here. Here's a big microwave station. You can find it on the map. Out there is the Salton Sea of Imperial County. And today we're going to hike up here to the Calcite Mine in Slot Canyon Trail. Heads up right about up here. We're going to have lunch out there and look at all the pretty plants like our creosote bushes and everything else out here this beautiful Anza-Borrego place has to offer. Super. Please join me. Thanks. So the highway here, this is Highway 22. Here's our microwave tower. This road here is Calcite Mine Road, and a lot of people take it. I just saw an SUV go down there right now. So we're going to drive down this hill. It's a little kind of hairy, but it's all right, and you end up way up on top there where the trailhead is. And always make sure you're staying on target here. And I'll tell you the story of Calcite Mine and why calcite was so important to World War II. Way out here. So we're on the hardest part of the trail is really just the beginning. I believe kind of bumpy, rocky, a little thin. But I've got a all-wheel, four-wheel drive here, Ford Escape, so should be okay. Here we'll drive down and kind of give you an idea of what the road looks like here. Alright, so yeah, this is not so bad. Here we have some steep spots with lots of rocks, and it's bumpy, but I think we're going to drive to the top here. I hope. Make it up there. So about a mile into the road, you come down this road. Then we have a slot canyon here we're going to hike through. And there's another road here. We're not going up this one. It's a little steep for us, but you hike up to the top. There's a little plateau area to hike around. So there's no real official trail. You just follow the road as it loops around all these slot canyons in Calcite Mine. Here we have a little hairy sunflower. See right here. You see how kind of hairy he is under the fillaries there? Great little sunflower. Wow. He grows all in this mud up here. So to give some bearings, here's the microwave tower down here on the highway. This is a creosote. Here we have some beautiful ocotillos in bloom. Wow, Fucaria splendens means little torch in Spanish. Lots of Laria tridentata. Our creosotes, they're blooming right here. Wow, this guy's a little desert trumpet, or an alien desert trumpet. Eriogonum inflatum, little basal rosette, and he comes out these little fleshy stems, branches off to these pretty flowers. Look at that, Eriogonum inflatum. Lots of little grasses up here. Look at this beautiful Badlands. Nothing here. It's not really a really fun walk, but it's interesting. This is a Ambrosia dumosa. It's a burrow bush or white bursage. Just hanging out. This guy here's a little cryptantha, little popcorn flower plant, little barrage looking kind of curly Q flower stalks there. Raginaceae growing up here in the sand. Over here we got a brittle bush and Celia farinosa. So he's already flowered for us. See that? He's called a brittle bush because you snap these off and they're really brittle. It's last year's growth. It's got this glossy, glaucous, fuzzy leaves. They help with reducing evaporation, transpiration. That's what you really need up here on this little mountain. This guy here is a four-winged saltbush. All right, lots of little guys growing all along the hillside here. Most of this low-lying stuff, we just call it spurge. Right there. Here's a beautiful creosote, Valeria tridentata, right here. His flowers are blooming. He's got little seed pods there. All right, so I'll tell you the story of Calcite Mine and the Narrows Trail up here out in these badlands. Look at that. Nothing but super hardy shrub growing. Wow, look at that. It's a silver cholla, Cylindropuntia echinocarpa. How about that? So anyway, the whole trail is 3.7 miles out and back from the main road. There we go. Salt bushes. Takes you about 2 to 3 hours. It's called moderately challenging. So for a brief period in World War II, after the attack of Pearl Harbor, this site was heavily mined for its high-grade calcite. And calcite is used to make bomb sites. And this place is a rich deposit of optical grade calcite, which was essential for making super precision bomb sites in anti-aircraft weaponry for World War II. So anyway, the trail follows an old mining road into the Santa Rosa Mountains, crosses a narrow ravine with lots of slot canyons. So we start the trail beginning on S22, way down here, down Calcite Mine Road. Drops about 75 feet into what's called Palm Wash. Then you continue up the dirt road, across the Badlands, toward a mine on Pyramid Peak. That's where we're headed right now, out towards Pyramid Peak. Look at this Ocotillo growing on the side of the hill. So Calcite Mine is about 1.9 miles actually from the starting point on Route 22. If you want to venture up the mine, you can do that from the base of the trail. You kind of meander up the hillside and backtrack a little bit. You actually find the mine itself, and maybe if you're lucky, you'll find a little bit of calcite. But most people just skip the mine if they can even find it in the first place. And you go straight. This is another brittle bush, no flowers. Lots more of our Valeria tridentata. These guys are a little smaller than down below. So you skip the mine, you go straight on the trail. That half mile, the narrows or the slot canyons, they join the canyon. And then make sure you turn right on a 4x4 road. But don't miss that road, otherwise you'll be real stuck out here. Got rock daisies, check that out. We're on the side of the rocks. Little guys right there, rock daisies. Whew. It's real tiring up here. So anyway, you head on that 4x4 road, and then you continue east away from the trailhead. Then you extend your hike a couple more miles, makes a full loop around this whole hill here. And it's really beautiful if you like this little rustic kind of look. Look at this guy here. Holy moly. What is he? Is he a little pine tree? So every now and then we come across a strange little mushroom guy. Check him out. Just grows out of the side of the rocks and the sand. You kind of pop him open. Look at that. Poof! Mushroom spices. That guy's wild. Look at this. Holy smokes. Oh, look. It's a desert trumpet. Look at that. He's a little guy, but look at those blooms. Wow. Erigonum inflatum. This guy's beautiful. Holy smokes. We're at the top of the hill almost. We got Calcite Mine area. All right, on top of the hill here, over by Pyramid Mountain. I think this is Pyramid Mountain. I don't know, not so sure. But we're on the right trail, because the sign said so. it's real easy to get lost up here. Wow, look at these guys. Just growing on the side of the hill. Check this out here. We have a little slot canyon down here. I want to show you just a little one, and I'll show you a bigger one a little bit later. Kind of make sure we don't fall. Here we go. Check this out. All right, look at that. Tons of creosote. That's easy to identify and not hard to miss. Here we go, little slot canyon. Hope there's no mountain lion in here. Any rattlesnakes. You see this here? It's not quite mud. It's bigger than mud and smaller than sand. So it's like a silty material. You get tons of these little slot canyons all up and down here. Caused by erosion, of course, from the water coming down, and also the rain and the wind. Look at these beautiful, beautiful rocks. But they're real fragile, right? See, they fall down a lot up here. See what's on the other side here. Well, maybe not. It's kind of steep. I'm going to go back the other way. We're going to find another little slot canyon to share with you. Look at that. Holes in there. Look at that. Inside there. Who knows who's living there? Isn't that great? Look at that guy. So here's where I just was. Just a little flat top. You head a little bit west. This way. Look at this guy. Little Phacelia crenulata. Look at that. All right. He's a cleft leaf Phacelia. All alone up here. So you head up this way. Little trail. Got some slot canyons you can follow. All these holes created by the wind. It's like a hole in the wall. All these guys. And who knows who's living in each one of these little holes. Very cool. So we're not going to walk down there today. Down this way. It's getting kind of later in the day. And I don't want to get stuck out there when it's dark. So we're going to head back and go through a little slot canyon by our car where we parked. Here, check this out. Way down there in the valley. Down there. That's 17 Palms Oasis. Wow, a little oasis just right in the middle of the whole desert. California fan palms. Washingtonia folifera. Holy moly. And that's on the way to a pumpkin patch that we visited today as well. Great video on that place. Wow. So here's where we parked our car and started our walk. We've got a slot canyon up here. I'm going to show you real quickly. This guy here is desert holly. Atroplex hymenelytra. It's got these little holly-like leaves on him. Look at that. He's a true salt bush. He retains salt in his leaves. Right there, trapped in the hairs. And he helps this guy survive by having the salt in his leaves instead of getting all mangly from the salt in the soil. Wow. Here we got another one here. Take a look at that. This is another desert trumpet. Eriogonum inflatum. Look how tall he's getting. Look at that. This guy here too. Wow. Another desert holly here. We've got our rock daisies. And little cryptantha here. Right there. Look at that. Anyway, here's a little slot canyon. Holy moly. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Wow. It's a cheese bush. Ambrosia salsola. So ambrosia means food of the gods and salsola means salty. So you take him off here. He smells like cheese. He's got these really fine leaves here. See that? Little tiny, super fine leaves. That helps with loss of water transpiration. We know the Phacelia here. Bends over like a little caterpillar scorpion. He's a Boraginaceae family. Little pretty little purple flowers. Little salt bush and Another creosote, right? This guy here, well, he's desert lavender, Candia emorii. Look at that. Desert lavender is super, super soft. Wow. He's got this kind of mangly, older trunk, but he comes out to these beautiful, smooth, striated, see the striations there? And these branches, he twigs out to the end. We got those beautiful lavender flowers. Candia emorii. Another cheese bush here. Cheese bush. Smells like Roquefort. I see. Lots of pretty flowers. Wow. Some rock daisies, rock daisy, rock daisy. All over the place. Okay. Here's a chicory. Little chicory flower. Look at that guy. His little petals are forked on the end. See that little forks there? You got 4 or 5 little forks right on the end of. Here in our little slot canyon, we have our little Arizona chalk lupins, Lupinus arizonica. Look at the way he just glows in the sun. Wow. Little banner petals on top, and you open them up and you get the stamen and the anthers. Look at that little called a keel in there. All the good reproductive parts come out. Hey, little pollinator pops that open and does its job. And you got these leaves here, big long petioles, lots of little palmate shaped leaflets. And this guy, here too, here too. Wow. This guy here is called a desert tobacco, genus Nicotiana. Look at that. So it's got real nicotine in there. You can grind up these leathery leaves, dry them up, make little smokes out of this guy if you want to have a little smoke. It's beautiful tubular flowers there. Look at that. Little yellow, 5 little white petals kind of fused together, make a tube there. Little trumpet shape for little hummingbirds to get into. So that's pretty cool. Little desert tobacco bush. Wow. Look at this cave. It's a cave of wonders. The Slot Canyon. So this is actually pretty wide. There's a part of the Slot Canyon where it gets super narrow. Where like one person can fit through. Like a really skinny person. All these little wind caves up there. From all the wind. Right, this stuff just erodes away real easily. Just that muddy, sandy, silty kind of soil. Look at that. All this mud laid down hundreds of millions of years ago. Little Slot Canyon here. You look up, look how narrow this guy is. Wow. Let's keep going. We'll find somebody growing in here. All right. Anyway, kind of get a little more visual of me talking. You kind of see the dimensions of this area. So I'm going to crawl through this. See? Super thin. Wow. We've got some boulders here to climb. Continues way back. Just continues, goes on and on and on. Beautiful. Look at this. So I'm gonna head back to the car. My brother's waiting for me. I don't want him to worry about me getting lost. Jeez. Wow. Look at these striations here, right? I don't know. Million years, you know, as this mud is laid down so many hundreds of millions of years ago. And the mountains came up, of course, and slanted all the hillsides, so all the little striations here, they slant downwards instead of parallel. See this? If you're real lucky, you might find a little seashell in here, right? Or a fossil from an ancient little arthropod or crab Or maybe a little lobster or giant shark. Who knows what you find out here. Beautiful. Look at that. Way up there. Look at Ocotillo just sitting right on the slope there. See that guy? Little Ocotillo, Fukiaria splendens. Unbelievable. So I think if you come out to Calcite Mine, just skip the mine and go through the Slot Canyon. But the better Slot Canyon, of course, is by Hidden Valley Campground. We'll be doing that tomorrow or the next day. So please check out that video if you want. This is super. Look at these guys just growing right on the sides of the rocks. Wow. Another little yellow senna there. Beautiful. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. Don't come out here alone. And make sure you know where you're going. Don't wander off the trails, because it's so easy to get lost up here. And then no one's going to find you. All right? Hope you liked the video. Have a great day.